Welcome to Lift-Off With Energizing Results, the podcast that can help you become a better partner in your family and a self-propelled leader with inner certainty in your business. Now, here's your host, Uwe Dockhorn.
Welcome to Lift-Off With Energizing Results. Let me start with an invitation for you before we dive in. This is a safe and neutral space here. The more open and honest you answer the questions that will come up to yourself, the more effective this will be for you. Sound good? Okay, here we go. Today I'm very excited to introduce you to Katherine Sellery. How are you doing, Katherine, and where are you hanging out right now?
I'm hanging out in Denver, Colorado. Thank you very much. And we're starting a beautiful day. I'm doing great.
Wonderful. It's a pleasure having you on the show. So, Katherine, you're welcome. So Katherine Sellery, CEO and founder of Conscious Parenting Revolution, helps individuals minimize misunderstandings and meltdowns in order to communicate with more collaboration, cooperation, and consideration. And I think your mission to create stronger relationships with your kids with strategies that create deeper connection, cultivate effective, healthier communication based in love, care, and mutual respect is just remarkable. So I'm very thankful I can talk to you today, Katherine.
So great to be here.
Wonderful. So the first thing I would like to know is who's your ideal client and what's the biggest challenge they face?
My ideal client are parents who have been fired and they recognize that they contributed to having been fired. So there's some acknowledgement that they created this. And they're in the breakdown, but they're open-hearted and they are kind of ready to do whatever it takes to rebuild the relationship with their kids.
What do you mean with fired? So I just
They've been fired. They're, it's just like getting fired from a job. They've been fired from their parenting position and their kids don't turn to them for counsel. Their kids don't come snuggle up and there's a resentment flow. It's an obvious resentment flow. So they can feel it and the family's in breakdown. Everything that needs to happen to repair the relationships can happen now because the parents know they're in breakdown and they're ready to do something about it.
I love it. Thank you for clarifying that. So, and I'm assuming we're all humans, right? So what are common mistakes, your clients typically make when trying to solve that problem?
They keep trying to get their kids to understand them. They just keep talking at them and trying to justify their position and why they're doing this. It's just this repeat pattern of, why won't my kids listen to me?
I hear you.
And, primarily it's because they never listen to them and they haven't really learned how to listen. So this is probably the most common reason is that they haven't taken a deep breath and turned to the other and said, wow, I can see you're really hurt. You're really mad at me. And I'd really like to know how you're feeling and what you're needing.
Can be so simple, right?
So simple. Yeah. It's demeanor, state of mind, open heart.
Beautiful. No, I love that. So before I ask Katherine, what is one valuable free action that our audience can easily implement? Let me quickly say something here to our audience. If you are enjoying the show so far, please rate and recommend us to someone you think could benefit from the show. Thank you in advance for spreading the word. So, Katherine, what is one valuable free action that our audience can implement that will help with that kind of issue?
Stop talking. That's the number one thing.
Period.
Just stop talking. Just stop it. And it's not that easy. So if they just stop talking, and when they engage from the heart so that the connection becomes more important than the correction. Mm-hmm. And that's so important. Yeah.
I just an additional question to that. So stop talking. And what's the bridge to connect to your heart? What do you suggest in these situations?
I suggest you see your children beautiful. So whatever it is that you're looking at that you're so mad about, or the behavior that you're so worried about, or whatever it is that you're looking at in them that has gotten you to the point where you're, mad, screaming, punishing, taking things away, grounding them, doing any of that, it's caused you to not see the beauty in them and that the action that may need to be changed and corrected, undoubtedly, there's some mistakes they're making, their behavioral errors. They're not doing it on purpose. They're not doing it because they want to get to you, or that they're misbehaving and that they need to be, they need to learn. It's really that kids are doing the best they can, and they're trying to navigate the growth, and they're trying to keep connected to their inner voice while all these outer voices are telling them what to do. So would you be willing is a good starting line. And for them to start saying things like, I can see something in you or something in me, so that we become less identified with the feeling of I'm angry. So those are really key starters. Would you be willing? That gives the autonomy and the choice to your child to act out of consideration rather than to resist making action because you're demanding it. And something in me is really upset, but I'm not upset. It's this part of me that's really worried about our relationship.
Wonderful. I appreciate that. We dove a little deeper, so to have a better understanding, because stop talking is good, but I want to know a little bit more about, so what's the next step here? So thank you for exploring this with me together. And I think it's super valuable for our audience. We just need to go and repeat and to get the pieces out of that interview with you here today. So yeah, Katherine, I want to also give you the platform to share where people can find you, but also what is one valuable free resource that you can direct people to that will help with that, but also in a broader sense.
Sure. So freeparentingbook.com. And that takes you directly to my seven strategies to keep your relationship with your kid from hitting the boiling point. And so that book we give free. And I'm an Amazon bestselling author, and the book is filled with really good tips. So that should support you a lot. And the platform is Conscious Parenting Revolution. And so if you just want to go to the Conscious Parenting Revolution, there's also lots of free resources available there as well. And you can get on my mailing list, and I weekly send out parenting tips and support. So the real mission is for parents to feel resourced, and they're capable and competent, and that it's never too late to rebuild a relationship.
Right, definitely not. And so there's a treasure chest of resources, as you just mentioned. So go there and check them out. And when I had a second look on these resources, I saw that, there's an acronym hidden in plain sight, right? The CPR, right?
Yeah, life support.
Exactly. So that is what your movement is standing for, and the revolution is standing for, essentially. So
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Katherine, so what's the one question I should have asked you that would be of great value to our audience?
Why did I get fired in the first place? So what did I do in my relationship, and how was I being in our communication, problem solving, and as a family that got me fired in the first place? Like, that's such a good question for parents to ask. Once they stop focusing on it's them over there, they're the ones that are, I talk about the 3 R's: retaliating, rebelling, and resisting. But here's the key. The 3 R's are the crop that parents harvest if they've planted the seeds that's going to harvest them that crop. So what seeds did I plant that I didn't even realize I was planting? Because nobody sets out to be fired. Nobody sets out to experience the 3 R's. And yet, if they're in the room, I created them. And so that's the responsibility step. If they're in the room, what did I do to create them? How did I get fired in the first place? And that's that self-inquiry step that takes us into the deep dive. Yeah.
Excellent. More nuggets here. Thank you for that, Katherine. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. That works out not just on parents, but also on like all kinds of levels in all different relationships.
Yeah. Just in general. No, I like that.
Yeah.
A lot. Wonderful. So this already brings me to my final question. It's a personal one. When was the last time you experienced goosebumps with your family, and why?
Yeah, such a sweet question. I was kind of meditating on that. And the last time our family experienced goosebumps was when we went back to Hong Kong. And it was after an absence of 3 years. So we've been in Hong Kong for 33 years. We left just before COVID, and we came to the United States, and then we couldn't get back. So literally everything has been sitting over there, and we've been sitting it out in North America. and we all went back for Christmas. And just that sense of, wow, we finally came home gave all of us goosebumps. It gives me goosebumps now, as a matter of fact. Yeah, it was a long wait.
Wow, what an exciting adventure and experience having the shivers right now. So thank you for this beautiful.
There you go.
It just works. Mission accomplished. Well done.
Nice.
Well, it's the highlight of the show. We don't want to miss that.
I'll watch your show every time. Just that's such a good feeling, right?
It is, definitely. Well, this is where you get your daily dose of goosebumps, of course. Watch the show.
So wonderful.
Thank you, Katherine, for this amazing goosebumps moment. And also thank you for our conversation. It was a pleasure talking to you. Appreciate very much the knowledge and insights you share with us today.
Thank you.
It was my pleasure. So thank you for listening. And as always, energizing results to you and your loved ones.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed the show, please rate and recommend on Apple Podcast, Overcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also get more great information at uwedockhorn.com.